became like a fight for your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come from the e-com side. E-com was booming. So I was like, okay, buy these products, y'all. But meanwhile, I'm like, are we gonna be alive tomorrow? Like, what we doing? So, who's taking the shot, who's not? Like, it was just what the hell? I mean, but in the
Mm.
history books, it'll be like, oh, your grandmama was in COVID. You'd be like, yes, baby, grandma was at the COVID.
I got COVID a couple times, but I survived.
Grandma's a
I'm excited
fighter.
to be a grandma, honestly.
You be like, now run your ass along.
Yeah. Hmm.
So you're down for the count. What are you doing in that space then? Are you trying to figure out how to rebuild? Are you just like, Lord, just save me one more day? What are you doing? Because going from this historic summit before its time, bringing beautiful Black women together, having to be seen, to basically a blackout. Good luck with being seen. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think I spent a lot of time reflecting. I spent a lot of time reflecting, but also when I moved back to Miami, I realized that was a joy that I hadn't experienced in a long time as it relates to kind of living my life for the enjoyment of just my life. And so I'll say a couple at the end of 2020 and going into 2021, I just had a lot of fun. I just had a lot
Mm.
of fun. Like
You was like, we
you
about to die
know,
anyway. No.
like look, I did like boat parties, like house parties. Like I just really just had a lot of fun because I realized that's what I needed. And I had just been working so much. Even when I was living in
Mm.
DC, I was jumping in and out of entrepreneurship, full-time job, entrepreneurship, full-time
Yeah,
job.
because DC's not cheap. You
It's
gotta,
not. It's not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And so I realized that the pandemic, while it really sucked, it gave me an opportunity to take a step back and just relax and like enjoy my life. But people were like dropping, yeah, people were like dropping like flies, and so it was just really, really scary at the time. But I do think that the taking the break allowed me a bit of rest that I needed to. And so I would say we're in 2024. So last year, I would say is when Creative Culture Tribe really revived. And it's so weird
Okay.
that it was just last year, but it really
I know,
revived last
2023.
year. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Wow. Now, in the meantime, I know you work with large corporations, and it's probably because they've been looking for folks who can galvanize the Black folks, right, in the Black and Brown communities. How did that come about? Did you pitch yourself? Did they come to you? How did you find your way to being of value to some of these larger corporations?
Yeah. So I will say technically technically they didn't necessarily come to me looking for those communities specifically. I realized I didn't mention this at the beginning that my work is in marketing advertising. Ooh, like
Yes.
literally so
You got
many
like 80
titles.
things.
My God, I can't believe I literally forgot that. But in the marketing advertising world, I'm a brand strategist, social media strategist. And
Mm.
so it was a bit after the pandemic. So before the pandemic, I became a self-taught brand strategist, right? And so after the pandemic, when companies realized, like, oh, Black Square, oh, we should probably show our commitment to Black people, that's when the industry started to open up a little bit. And that's when they started hiring more Black and Brown folks. And so I started, although I was like doing social media and like brand strategy before I got any of those jobs, but one of my first roles officially in the marketing advertising industry was with Ogilvy. If you're
Okay.
familiar with Ogilvy, it's
Like Palm Olive,
just
aren't they connected with Palm Olive? No, Palm Olive Company, no.
no, I don't think so. I don't think
Oh, never
so.
mind.
But it's an
Mm.
advertising industry. It's an advertising agency that's been around for a very long
Oh, okay,
time.
gotcha.
Yes, and so it was with Ogilvy where I really got my start of working with those Fortune 500 companies, creating strategy for them specifically. And so my clients were Merck, Unilever, Walgreens, IBM. Yeah, so that's where I like touched those bigger. I'm sure there's a lot more I have to look at my resume. And then I worked for other agencies where my clients were Samsung Global, Mastercard, Nike is one of the companies I've also worked with as well. And so that work has been, it hasn't been very specific to Black and Brown communities. It's more so been like, the audiences, like the general market that they serve. But that work is just a wide range of competitor analysis, market research, making recommendations on how they should approach their social media, how their social media is performing, understanding the trends. I would say one of the I will say Nike is a dream client to have. I absolutely love it because I love the themes around personal growth, around finding your greatness. And so one of the projects I was super excited to be a part of was the work that they did for the Paris Olympics.
So breakdancing was a new category that was introduced to the Paris Olympics, and so Nike was trying to figure out how to be a part of that conversation. And so that's where my work came in helping them to understand the cultural nuances across four regions that they were exploring. And so based on the creative brief that I made, the creators worked to create social activations that would engage people on social media, but also drive in-store purchases and in-store engagement. And so that's what we did. And so although the breakdancing would not be in the next Olympics, it was cool. Right. I
We gonna
know.
say we gonna have a moment of silence, but we also gonna talk about people bad because what the
Mm-hmm.
hell was
No idea. No idea.
after
Well,
Nike and Makisha Noel spent so much time trying to bring this thing forward?
this is
Y'all
what they
done
do.
fucked up the breakdance competition. I don't know what they was.
And
Child,
now they not trying to bring it back.
you could have
Mm-hmm.
got damn Malik and Tyrone and them out of New York off of Broadway. Listen, they would have
Right.
killed it.
Right.
All right, I
Mm-hmm.
digress. My bad. I have to
Yes,
express my
exactly.
disappointment.
I understand. I
Because you
understand.
were like
And so
breakdancing,
now
and you
here
were
I go,
like,
not going.
oh.
But
But that
it
was
was a
them.
great, yeah, but it was a great project to work on, and it really just continued to reinforce like my excitement for social strategy and brand, specifically brand strategy. But yeah, so like that's like what my work consists of when it comes to working with the Fortune 500 brands. And so I also just wanted to hold the door open for people who want to enter into the marketing advertising industry. Those creatives who are creative by nature and have their own projects, there is a world where you can thrive in the marketing advertising industry as well. So yes.